Is it?
You know it is. Surgery is the new sex.
In Crimes of the Future, Viggo Mortensen and his partner Lea Seydoux are artists. Viggo grows organs inside his body while Lea tattoos those organs, which are then removed in a showy, gory display. It's a disturbing, torture porn-like form of performance art. Crimes of the Future is an unusual, visually disturbing movie that focuses on ideas around evolution and artistry. It's a mix between science fiction, drama, erotic thriller, and torture porn. It's a movie that explores ideas around voyeurism with visually stunning and shocking and disturbing imagery, while also showcasing strong themes and messaging, making it a movie about more than just shock value and titillation. Crimes of the Future can at times be very slow, particularly in the opening act, but its themes and ideas in key moments are quite fascinating and engaging. One of the key elements of the movie are its gory depictions of body horror and mutilation. It's a movie about surgery as performance art, but also about surgery as a form of sexual gratification. The future sex, as one character calls it. The various surgical scenes are somewhat disturbing, not only because of graphic depictions of cuts and slices and bodily organs, but also because of the facial reactions and expressions of the characters in the scenes. The characters are aroused and entertained by these moments, meaning there's a stark juxtaposition between the action and reaction, making the scenes even more unusual and surprising and unsettling. It works well to establish the odd, uncomfortable tone throughout the movie. The special effects are key to establishing these scenes, and for the most part, they are well done. Most of the graphic and gory moments are depicted with CGI. Stabbing and slicing and cutting, for example, is almost entirely computer generated, but there are uses of prosthetics and practical effects too, one of which involves a recreation of a naked child, which is even more shocking because of the age of the fake child on display. Most of the special effects are effective at conveying the idea of what is happening, but few of them are truly convincing. This isn't a movie with the largest budget, but they make it work for them with good lighting and camera angles disguising what limitations they have. Gore and viscera are not the only things on display in the movie. Crimes of the Future does not shy away from sexual content and nudity, although it should be noted that most of the nudity is of the female characters rather than male characters. Throughout the movie, female characters remove their clothes and display everything they have. It's disappointing that in 2022, the nudity serves no purpose beyond titillation. The scenes featuring such displays of nudity serve no purpose in advancing the story or plot, one of which feels completely pointless and irrelevant to the story and serves only to get two actresses to remove their clothes. If director and writer David Cronenberg felt the nudity was important to the story, it would have been best to use camera angles that did not glorify it so much. The story is perhaps the most interesting part of the movie. Focusing on artists and their craft, it explores ideas around artistic integrity, inspiration and performance. Viggo is a character who is battling with competition from other artists, showcasing their body modifications and unsettling body morphing and surgical experiments. Lea is a character who wants to be more than the woman on the side. She wants to be involved, she wants to be a part of the art. Meanwhile, we see a lot from the likes of Kristen Stewart, who portrays an archivist with a keen interest in organs and the surgical arts scene. These moments help showcase the growing popularity and desire of such artistic displays by focusing on the voyeurism and slightly dabbling in the legalities of such performances. The movie has something to say about pornography and voyeurism, as well as fetishism. It helps flesh out the fictional world, its morals and ethics, as well as making a deeper point. Additionally, there's a subplot regarding human evolution. Some of the characters of this futuristic world are unable to eat normal food sources and must rely on artificial replacements or plastic. Early on, a child eats a waste bin, and the mother is disgusted by the sight of it. Later in the movie, we learn that such an act is not uncommon in this fictional world, nor are such disgusted reactions from non-evolved beings. The ideas around evolution are a smaller part of the movie with some decent messaging, but they are very much in the background. It's a tad disappointing that as the movie progressed, the evolution aspects didn't play a larger role in events. instead culminating in a couple of reveals and one debate scene. But the plot threads do combine right at the end of the movie, ending things on an abrupt but satisfying note. One of the least compelling aspects of the movie are the settings and locations. The movie looks as though it was shot in and around a dilapidated apartment complex. Every room and building looks half demolished and lacks much in the way of set decoration. This may have been intentional to showcase a state of poverty in the world, highlighting the need of art to lighten things up perhaps. Or it may have been the result of budget limitations and the locations being the only ones available to the crew. Regardless, the sets and locations used are bland and uninteresting, making many of the scenes visually dull and boring. This contrasts with the visceral surgical displays, perhaps standing out more because of the dull backdrops they appear in. Crimes of the Future is at times uncomfortable, disturbing and unsettling. It's a movie that glorifies gore and fetishizes surgery and viscera. It relates such acts to voyeurism and pornography, and it explores ideas around artistry and evolution to great effect. It starts off slow, but eventually becomes quite fascinating. The content on display and the themes around them make this a hard movie to recommend. It won't be for everyone, but for movie fanatics it's at the very least an interesting one.